Hey guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back. Today I'm sharing with you my thoughts on a bunch of new makeup products. I've done this video quite a few times before on my channel, so if you'd like to check out my other new makeup release videos, I'll have a playlist in the upper right hand corner and in the description box down below if you'd like to check it out. But in these videos, I just share my opinions on new makeup products that are coming out this month, as well as just some basic information, when you can get the product, how much it's going to be for, all that kind of stuff. And I will have pictures going up on the screen throughout the video so you can kind of reference the products that I'm talking about. The pictures today are coming from two different Instagram accounts. I'll have both of their pages linked down below. It's Beauty News Official and Trend Mood 1 on Instagram. So those are the, pages that a lot of the information comes from, as well as the images on the screen. I like to always give credit to those accounts whenever I do one of these videos, but before we get into it, I will have any products that are already available, and there are a few that are already available, so I'll have those linked in the description box down below. Any link that has a little asterisk beside it is an affiliate link, so if you purchase a product going through that link, please know that I can make a commission off of your purchase. It's no extra cost to you, but I do like to always be upfront about that and let you guys know. But with that being said, let's get into talking about new makeup products. So the first collection that I want to talk about is one from MAC, and this is the Honor of Kings collection, and to be completely honest, I have no idea what Honor of Kings is. I probably should, but if you guys know, please enlighten me and maybe the rest of us in the comments down below. But the Honor of Kings collection, I'm not familiar with, obviously, so I don't know anything about the complete design of the products and why they're done that way. It probably has something to do with the franchise that they're collaborating with. But this is already available. It's a limited edition collection that I believe is going to be a Europe-only collection. It might be coming to the States and North America. I'm not entirely sure. But as of right now, you can only get it in European countries. So this collection, it has, their typical lipsticks, eyeshadow quads, and extra dimension skin finishes, which really there's nothing that different for me to know in like the lipsticks and the extra dimension skin finishes. However, in the quads, like the eyeshadow quads, this sounds kind of mean, but they're somewhat monochromatic quads, and I don't hate the way that they look, but the first thing that came to mind is they kind of remind me of the ColourPop 9-pan palettes that are like all one like monochromatic palettes. But it's for less shades and more money. Like, that's instantly what I thought of. And I know that's kind of shady, but it's just the truth. So even if this was available to me and, the people in the United States and North America, I don't really know if it'd be something that I'd want to try. Like, even if I had the ability to purchase it, I don't think I would. So next I want to talk about the Norvina Pro Pigment Volume 4 palette, which is a part of the subsection of Anastacio Beverly Hills brand, kind of under the Norvina kind of range. They came out with 3 palettes in the fall, as a lot of you probably already know. These palettes were very, they were very bold color schemes, and people were really excited for it, but apparently the formula was not to the same degree as the traditional velvet packaging Anastasia Beverly Hills, like what, 12, 14 pan palettes. So people were pretty underwhelmed. For a $60 palette, although you get a lot of shades, it just didn't seem to be the same typical Anastasia Beverly Hills quality. And when I initially saw this Volume 4 palette on Twitter, I was really excited because the color scheme, unlike some of the ones that came out in the fall, this one really caught my attention. It was a color scheme that I think I would be able to get a lot of use out of. I really liked the colorway. But when I saw it, I thought it was honestly just someone who had, created their own style of the palette, like an artist who like designed their own, like what their dream Norvina palette would look like. And it turns out, I went to Trend Mood and saw that it was a real thing, and I was very excited. And I was like, this would be $60, and, I don't know, the initial formula didn't get very good reviews, but it looks like the perfect neutral palette with a few pops of color. Of course, that's the exact way that Norvina described it when I saw her post even after that. But then what really kind of told me, you probably should hold off on this. Who knows if I actually will, but something that's really holding me back is I saw someone redesign this palette and like reorganize the layout of the shades, because a big critique of Anastasia Beverly Hills and the Norvina subsection of the brand particularly is that the layout of their palettes is really not cohesive and doesn't make a lot of sense logically. So someone reorganized it and really showed me that there is a lot of repeat shades in there. It's nothing like that unique or something that I really need in my collection. So that's what's really holding me back. If I can find that image, I will put it on the screen now. Hopefully I can. I don't really remember where it was, but fingers crossed. Next I want to talk about this new hydrating priming serum from Lawless. This is going to retail for $48, which is quite a lot. I was very interested in the Laneige priming serum that they came out with. I believe I mentioned it in the last new makeup release video, and I thought that was expensive, and it was like 30-something dollars. This is almost $50 for a primer, and really from a not too established brand. I know Lawless has a few really nice products that people really love, but they don't have anything that's anyone's holy grail. So I feel like that price tag is very high. I know they use really good ingredients and things like that, but even and then that is expensive. And this is described, which made me kind of laugh, it's described to be a gel to high gliding oil and then back to gel. Like that's how it's supposed to be, like formula wise. And the ingredients in this are very interesting. They're ones that I think would be really good in skin soothing. They've got sea buckthorn oil, they've got rosehip oil, and pentapeptide 59, which are all really good ingredients for soothing the skin and hydrating it. So I think it would really work, but that price is just really holding me back. Next, I want to talk about the Clinique Cheek Pop Blush Pops. These are kind of confusing to me because they are coming out with 4 shades of these Cheek Pop Blush Pops, but they've had, like, Clinique has had their cheek pops for a while, but I don't ever remember them having, like, blush pop on the end of the name. And the embossing on these cheek pop blush pops is different from the initial cheek pops, which is kind of confusing to me. I know that they've already come out with 4 shades in Asia, so you know, I know that it's already launched a while ago. I believe it was like in February or maybe even the beginning of March. But what's interesting is they're kind of re-promoting it, I know now, kind of as like part of their summer collection. So I think it's going to be coming to America very soon, which is why I wanted to mention it. I'm not sure how these are going to differ because I initially thought maybe they're going to be more satin, but then I realized the other ones were pretty satin to begin with. So not really sure about these. I do know that there is one shade in this, like the 4 shades that they've come out with, that's really pretty and definitely capturing my attention. Next, I want to talk about a collection that I saw getting a lot of flack on Trend Mood's Instagram account. This is the LA Splash Hunger Games collection, and this collection, it's a lot. It's a lot. They have faux lashes, liquid lipsticks, glitter liners, 4-pan eyeshadow palettes, and 2 little subsection collections. So they have the Capital collection, which is, you know, kind of like the people at the top in the Hunger Games, and then they also have the Girl on Fire collection. So they're 2 kind of polar opposite collections, and to be honest, you know, the lashes, the liquid lipsticks, the eyeliners, they all look pretty drugstore to me, which is fine. They just look like drugstore quality products, and so the pricing kind of makes a lot of sense. But as for the like eyeshadow quads that they're coming out with in each of the ranges, they look really mediocre. Like, they don't look worth $20, which is the price of them. Like, I'm like, that is crazy to me that someone would spend $20 on these palettes that have very weird looking shades. They don't look cohesive, and I really doubt that it's going to be very good quality. I mean, everything that I've tried from LA Splash, which hasn't been a lot, but everything that I've tried has been very lackluster to me. And I feel like that's kind of the overall impression that people are getting with this launch. I know that LA Splash has come out with a Gatsby, like a Great Gatsby collection. I feel like they're constantly, that kind of brings me to my next point, if they're constantly coming out with these, you know, collaborations with different franchises and kind of profiting off, like making a profit off of that, not really the quality of their products, which is kind of sketchy to me. I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of a weird gimmick, and it kind of reminds me, I know this is kind of mean, but it kind of reminds me of like a knockoff of Storybook Cosmetics in a way. And a lot of people were saying, you know, this is such bad timing, like why would you come out with a collection with Hunger Games so late in the game? But I did see a lot of people saying that there is a new Hunger Games book coming out, like a prequel to the whole thing. So in that case, it would make sense. I just wish they may have like waited till, you know, the knowledge about the book coming out was more popular, like maybe wait a few months, especially because like now, like, you know, if it would make sense to hold off on releasing some products or a collection. So Maybelline has added a new form of packaging for their Fit Me Foundation, but only in the matte and poreless version. They have 2 different versions now in the bottle form, where they have the matte and poreless, and then they also have the dewy and smooth. But they've only created the new packaging for the matte and poreless. I don't know what that's about, but it's now in a pouch, and it's going to cost the same as the bottle, you know, formula. I believe it's going to have the same amount, if not maybe a little more. I don't know. It's, you know, basically the exact same thing as the bottle, but just in a pouch. And it's interesting because we've never seen any type of packaging like this before, and they say that this is supposed to help with getting every single bit of the product out, and that is something. I do have the bottle of the matte and poreless. I don't love it. It's probably because it's not really made for like my skin type, but even when I've used it on other people, it hasn't been the best. But you cannot get every bit of product out there, and because the product doesn't really have any like easy dispenser, or I mean, you could buy a pump, you know, you always could add that to it, but as the product stands, when you initially purchase it, it is not very easy to use. Like, the ease of use is just not there. And so this is supposed to be easier to use as well, in addition to being able to get more, you know, product, more bang for your buck. Like, you can get every single drop of the product out, apparently. I just don't know about this, you guys. I'm not sure how that would really do it. I do like that it's kind of like a squeezy tube. I like squeezy tube packaging. That's really all that it reminds me of. I don't know, just I just don't get it. I don't really get the need for it, but like, you know, maybe they're trying something new, and you can still always get the bottle if you're not interested in this, but I just don't understand where this came from. I don't know if it'll work. Maybe it will, fingers crossed. One thing that I thought was really interesting about this launch is that it's currently only available on Amazon, which maybe they're kind of testing the market. Maybe it's, I don't know, I'm not a brand, but maybe it's easier and cheaper to sell through Amazon first and then decide if you want to expand it to, you know, CVS, other drugstores, Ulta, that kind of a deal. I'm just not sure. I'm just hesitant. Next, I want to talk about the Tarte Hydrocealer. It's a brightening and hydrating concealer for underneath the eyes that's $24. This concealer I really have not heard that many people talking about, and I kind of have two reasons why I think that is. I know that it hasn't come out for the public yet, or at least at the time that I'm filming this, but I have a feeling influencers have been sent this, but I don't think a lot of people are talking about it, especially from an influencer perspective, because I really do believe that influencers are more hesitant to talk about Tarte complexion products ever since the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation fiasco, where they just did not have a good shade range. And I think the effects of that are very long lasting. I think that people don't want to support. I'm not sure why they want to support other things or whatever if they're not going to support complexion, but they seem to be more hesitant when it comes to it, and I think that is one of the reasons this is not very talked about. Another one is, I mean, they came out with their Shape Tape concealer. They already had, you know, concealers prior to that, but then they come out with their creaseless concealer, and now they come out with this Hydrocealer, and it's like, if you've tried the Tarte concealer formula before, you know whether or not you like it. I do like the Shape Tape concealer. I use it quite often, and the thing with that is, I don't really have a need to go try out another concealer from Tarte. And if I was one of those people who tried out the Tarte Shape Tape, didn't enjoy it, I don't really have a desire to go try another one of their concealer formulas. So that's just my perspective on why I don't think that this has gotten a lot of, you know, talk recently. Next, I want to talk about a drugstore setting spray. This is the Covergirl Clean Fresh Prep and Set Mist. They have 3 different scents that they're coming out with. They're coming out with cucumber, rose, and citrus. And these are all going to retail for $10, which I think is a pretty decent price for even a setting spray at the drugstore. Really, I thought this was going to be more expensive at like $14 or $15, but I was really surprised and pleasantly surprised at that to see that these were more affordable than what I was expecting, because I do feel like drugstores are really stepping up their price for not a lot of reason. And especially when I kind of thought about this product further. I'm going to explain why I think the price is not as high. It's not like it has any, you know, really great ingredients in it that I could see. You know, it's supposed to do the job of prepping, setting, and refreshing, and it probably will do that. And you're getting, you know, a scented product, so if you like scented things, I don't really have an aversion to them, but I also am not like super drawn to them. This does have perfume and fragrance in it, so if you don't have an issue with that, then still hold on, because I heard a lot of people in the comments being like, you know, it has perfume and fragrance, but if you look at the other ingredients, it's really not that bad. It should be pretty decent for your skin. And I almost went with that and I trusted what I saw in the comments. And then I was like, no, you before you say this to everyone, you should definitely look at it. And I'm so glad that I did, because it does have citral and fruit extract in it, which are ingredients that for the most part are really not very good for your skin. So even if you're somebody who can handle the perfume and fragrance, I still would not recommend these. It's basically like spraying perfume literally on your face because of the other ingredients that are in this, in addition to the perfume and fragrance. I just don't think it would be the best option, even if it is more affordable. The next launch I have more of a positive opinion on. I'm not going to be bashing it as much as I just did the CoverGirl product, but this is the Wet n Wild Fantasy Makers collection. They have, I believe, come out with a like fantasy maker line of products before, but this one is kind of like the FM product range, and they're all going to have kind of like whitish packaging. It's kind of sleek, and this is a Walmart exclusive, and at first I couldn't find it. Like, I kept looking it up and I couldn't find it. Luckily, I was eventually able to find it, and they have like a bunch of different products in this range, and they seem to be pretty fun. And I know that for me, Wet n Wild quality does not let me down too often. Every now and then there's going to be a flop, but overall they're pretty good products, and I believe almost everything in this collection is under $5. They have lashes, they have, you know, eye pencils, they have, you know, eyeshadow palettes. But the two things that really intrigued me or made me want to talk about, they're the things that I think are most notable, if you will, are the highlighters and the 4-pan eyeshadow palettes. So I'm going to start off with the highlighters. And the highlighter shades, there's one shade that I think I would get some use out of if I were to potentially have it in my collection, which I don't really want. But they all seem a little too colorful, and that like they look either super gold, like the shades are just a lot, and I just don't think would look very great on anyone. They're kind of holographic, and especially for me, I'm not interested in that anymore. But the eyeshadow quads I'm really intrigued by. They are very colorful and they have some glitter shades, and they're kind of they're kind of monochromatic, if you know what I mean. Like, they have very clear a red palette, a green palette, a yellow palette, and I think that that's kind of unique, and I kind of want to try it. Like, I don't know, I keep thinking about it. I'm like, that seems like something I'd want to try. The next product is one from NYX. It's already available at Ulta, and I believe other retailers as well. But this is the NYX Filler Instinct Plumping Lip Color. And they've had lip glosses that they came out with a while ago that are kind of a part of this same kind of thing. But these are more like lip balmy lipstick type shades that are $8. These are supposed to be semi-sheer, which is why I kind of say balmy, and they're supposed to give like a shiny look and a plumping effect. And honestly, all of that really intrigues me, but when I saw the shades, I was kind of just like, none of them are calling my name. They're all either shades that I feel like I have or just would not look very good on me. They have like a bubblegum pink. They have this kind of like tan looking shade that I just think would look really interesting on me. One thing interesting is they do have hyaluronic acid in there, which, you know, in this form may be pretty useful. I don't know. I know that it would definitely be more of a pro for me in a product than a con, but I don't know how much it would actually realistically do. And it also has ginger, and ginger is something that, you know, maybe for you it's a really good way for you to plump your lips if you don't like the minty cooling sensation, but for me, I don't mind that. But with ginger, I find that my lips typically not get irritated, but they just don't enjoy the feeling of ginger on them. So if you guys have tried this and you find that it's actually pretty just normal, the concentration of the ginger in there is not that big, then I'd love to hear what you thought about these products. However, for me, it's not something I need. I'm probably just gonna hold off. Alright guys, that wraps it up for today. If you're new here and you haven't already subscribed and you like what you saw, please be sure and do that. And if you want to be notified whenever I upload in the future, definitely click that bell icon next to the subscribe button down below if you want to be notified whenever I upload in the future. And if you like this video and you want to see more new makeup release videos, please give it a thumbs up. It kind of helps me gauge the interest and lets me know what videos you guys like to see the most. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all of your support and love of my channel. It means so much to me and I'm so thankful for it. I also would love to hear any thoughts that you have on new makeup releases that I mentioned in today's video or that are just coming out and that I may not have touched on. I'd love to talk about those with you guys in the comments down below. But with that being said, I hope you have a great couple of days until my new video goes live, and I will see you when it does. Bye!